Last time on MakeShift SMP, we poked a few holes in the nether bedrock, and made a few useless portals on the nether roof. Additionally, we built up the exterior to our brand new blaze farm. We then collected one of every enchantment we need, in infinite quantities thanks to our brand new printer. After collecting a bunch of bone blocks from the nether, we collected 2 more wither skeleton skulls, which means we have all 3 we need to fight the wither. Hey y'all, welcome back to Vi Plays Create on the MakeShift SMP. Today I've got a lot to do, and I'm going to start off with a little bit of a clip that I kind of did before the end of last episode, but I didn't really have time to include it. So here's a clip of me fighting a wither. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so I did a little bit of editing in the background while I was waiting for this to cook up, and I now have 9 stacks of brass plus 3 more, but that plus this, plus this, plus this might equal a beacon. But you know what? Beacons are fancy in Create Mod. I can super glue them together, and like my storage room and like many other contraptions I like to carry around, I can just pick them up. So why don't we just go ahead and assemble this beacon and see if it's the right size. Time to flex my material wealth. Oh yeah, it's definitely enough for a beacon, and it even looks fancy. You would never know that there's other types of stuff mixed in there. Granted, it means I have like no more ores, but I mean, that's a beacon right there. You know what I mean? Let's go flex.
Hello.
Hello. Would you like to see a thing?
I would like to see a thing. God.
Do you know what else I have?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go fight a wither.
Nice.
I'm gonna make myself a beacon.
You wanna?
Do you wanna watch?
I wanna watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go this way. I'm gonna make myself some rockets, I think, because like the bamboo hopper's quick, but that's a big old ocean. All right, you ready? Food in the offhand. I got. All right, here we go.
Let's do this.
Let's chill. Here we go. Back up. I tried. I hit him, but it's not quite enough to get him in melee mode. Should have got wind burst first. That would have been cool. Why are you so loud, sir? Can you be less loud?
He's very loud.
The wither tick, like the hurt. I just have no idea what direction I'm going to be moving in next. Oh, you're in melee mode.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna kill me. Don't do that. Ooh, don't get trapped. Let me mace you, dang it.
The roses, by the way.
Ah. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna melee it normal. Oh, I'm in a hole. This isn't a good spot to be in.
It's going down fast now.
Can I get it before I die? Oh! Eat.
Hey, wandering trader.
Look at this. Where's my beacon? There's my nether star.
GG.
That honestly took too long. I should have been done way sooner than that.
It was fun to watch though.
We go bop. Mine that. Beacon. Actually, I guess I could use brass for this.
No.
Bringing home the beacon.
Brass not accepted.
It should be.
Zinc is accepted.
Haste 2?
Still
I feel
must.
like haste is a good one. Yeah.
Regeneration. Also a good one. Lovely. We got haste.
Haste 2.
Nice.
Which is actually, it's funny. I'm about to like do like some crazy enchanting stuff, and I'm not even going to need haste anymore. I'm literally going to be able to insta-mine stuff. I think I can insta-mine Deep Slate if I do haste 2 on a beacon and efficiency 6 though. So it will be useful.
Ooh.
But I mean, honestly, I also have a tunnel door, so like, who cares?
Yeah. Alright. Thanks for bringing me along, mate.
Yeah.
Always
Thanks for coming along.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And welcome back. It was a pretty fun, I don't know, kind of uneventful wither fight. I mean, falling into holes kind of fun, but like that is kind of, I don't know. The wither isn't very hard. I don't know. But yeah, today we're gathering a ton of resources because I have a lot to do. Today, we finish the starter base. That's right. I'm not doing my shop yet. I'm doing the starter base. But problem numero uno, Kay has a lovely platform where he is going to have his starter factory. And his starter factory is going to have trains run right through here. And I decided instead of having trains right in my backyard, I'm moving my base. Yeah, I'm too close to everything anyway, so it kind of was best option to just move it. I'm not quite sure about the methodology of how we're going to do that yet, but I know for a fact I'm going to need a lot of stuff. So let's expand our tunnel bore, shall we? I went ahead and pulled out all the crimsite inside of our little offload thing right there, and I sent it through my grinding wheels up here, and I should have, oh yeah, a little bit of iron. And when I came back to my base today, I found this. Yes. It looks like this is here because Shade used my precision mechanism maker, and I think he forgot to restock some of it. Thank you, Shade. I appreciate the iron. I need it severely. Cool. Yo, that's actually huge. Okay. I don't have the inventory space for this. Oh, I don't know what is this? Oh, oak logs. Oh, lots of oak logs. Oh, lots and lots of oak logs. Oh, cool. I'll take oak logs. I think that's from Matter. I'm not 100% sure. But this is powerful. That is awesome. Thank you, Shade. Because that means I can do this. Okay, it's been far too long. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, okay. Wow, that just takes forever. Okay. Sick, dude. You know what this means? I can also sell breeze rods. I don't even have to farm trial chambers. This is amazing. And I use these so much. They're such a good mobility thing. I am very happy. And now I have a few of these so I can swap out to the different washing methods. I can just stand in front of this and toss all my crushed iron onto here, and that's going to wash them all into nuggets. And I get a little bit of redstone out of it as well. And we're going to use this iron to expand our tunnel bore. And probably a few vaults. And now that I am slightly less short on iron, I should be able to check andesite materials. And it looks like I don't really have any. I do have a little bit of andesite alloy in here, which is nice. It looks like I can make myself about a stack of drills. And it looks like actually I can do a few more. And let's just go all in. Might as well. It'll only help us in the long run. If I go ahead and flatten the rest of these, I should then be able to make a couple vaults. Let's attach this to the tunnel bore, shall we? Oh, this is what I get for trying to assemble this on a cliff face. And now we officially have an 8x14 tunnel bore. And whenever I give this a redstone signal... Ooh, wait. I gotta make sure this is lock rotation. And now I can officially go tunnel boring. And go tunnel boring I did. Not for any specific material, I was just kind of hanging out with the guys in the group. And I know I'm going to need a lot of materials in order to make the things that I need to make for my starter build. I don't have that list yet, but just having general resources is probably for the best. And oh my goodness, I got a lot of stuff. I finished up that session of mining with the boys, but now I should be able to go up here to where we have our offload station. And this is all of the treasures that we got from that mining expedition. Quite a few copper bulbs, tons of iron, redstone, copper, lapis, little bit of zinc, and I want to take all of this and process it upstairs. And after smelting it all up, this is what we get after our mining session. You'll love to see it. I've officially reached max capacity. Looks like it's time to move this back one more. Stick it right here and add another vault to the backside of this. And now we should have a little bit more space left in the vault. And now that we have all those resources, I am about to set up a live stream where we are going to go on a massive trial chamber and ancient city hunting spree. So I'm going to go farm up some ominous keys, and I'll see y'all on the flip side of this live stream.
Oh, my bad.
And if you haven't already followed me over on Twitch, go ahead and check it out. If you're interested, we have a little bit of fun over there. I don't stream so much anymore now that YouTube's a bit more of a higher priority. But when I do, I usually try to make it a good time. So head on over to twitch.tv/ViPlaysMC. I'll see you guys there. What the frick is happening?
No. You broke the game.
And what a live stream it was. It was kind of incredible. I didn't end up actually acquiring the Windburst book, but I did happen to get my hands on a Swift Sneak 3. And I did obtain Swift Sneak, but I also obtained several heavy cores, one of which I sold the Shade. And in exchange for that heavy core, I was given about 9 stacks of iron blocks. Yeah. And the other heavy core was stolen by K-Saw. So I popped back over here after the live stream, and I wanted to get this thing duplicated so we have a template. And I want to get it applied to my pants. I did not bring my storage room. Great. Hello? Yes. I'm being kidnapped.
Oh my god, this is hilarious.
I'm really glad we added the statuses mod, guys.
Yeah, you're totally not being disturbed right now.
No.
That's not happening. Here, you're being forced to look at my base. There you go.
Oh my god. It's done. It looks amazing.
Yep. At least the outside is.
Okay, I'm glad you disturbed me for this. I'm sorry, I'll retract my crappy comments. This is awesome. Ooh, oh.
Ooh, wow.
So,
It's on
your
my
heavy
stream.
core.
Okay.
Alright, why? It's in this room.
Oh.
The heavy core is in this room. You can probably see it from
Is
where
it
you are.
in inventory?
where?
Okay, so I can see it. Okay.
Yeah. You just gotta look real close.
It's actually well hidden. I can't find it either.
Check all your crooks and nannies, please.
Crooks
And
and
I'm
what
on
now?
3cam and I can't find it.
Crooks and nannies.
Close.
Oh, I found it. I know where it is. I found it.
Yeah, so did he.
I did? Oh, I did. Nice.
Yeah. I never did take it, you know?
That is
Wait, I
good.
have a
I'm
question.
glad you didn't steal my stuff.
Thank you.
Ooh. It's a lovely block palette you got there. I wonder where you found that.
Which one?
It's totally not university looking.
Nothing. I like the pillars. They're cool. Feel good.
I think so, yeah, too. Nothing really in the inside. I have a storage system.
Yeah. I have the capacity for 12 superheated steam engines.
No, I think I just
So-
need a couple more wool down there.
Y'all
I
gotta
need
let
to
me build my
like,
dang starter base before you go off and do all this crazy stuff, which is what I
Oh,
was
we're doing the
attempting to
entire-
do
we're
right
covering
now.
The entire island in chain
Frogport.
conveyors. So where would you like your
yeah,
chain
conveyors,
conveyors?
sorry.
Well, I actually won't be able to connect up to the network for reasons that I can't yet explain in my episode.
Oh, I mean, no, but like you want mail delivered to your mailbox, right?
Yeah. I can have my mailbox delivered
would
to
your
wherever
mailbox
I'm
be?
going to move my base to, which will
Base
be up on
base.
that
That's
hill
pretty based.
over there. Pretty based. It is.
I'm saying if you can give me any brick-based blocks at the base of your base, wherever you end up basing, that'd be pretty based.
It'd be pretty based. Okay. I'll base
Yeah.
it. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your
I'm,
day.
See you.
Have a good day, buddy.
Sayonara.
See ya.
After being briefly interrupted by the server, I went and grabbed my storage room, and I wanted to get these guys inside because I would like to enchant my pants. Obviously, I also want to dupe the Swift Sneak book, Shkadoodle, and I should have duplicated that. I don't want to add this enchantment myself. No, I want to use the other part of enchantment industry to finish up this enchanting process. Now, I'm not going to go into as much detail on this one. There's lots of great tutorials out there for how enchantment industry works, but I want to make some blaze smithing templates because I would like to make several of these guys. And I've just now realized that I actually brought all my spawners home. So in order to get these guys combined up, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to do a quick little bop, out, bop, come here, bop. And with a smithing template and an enchanting table, I can craft a blaze enchanter. And with an anvil, I can make a blaze forger. And if I go ahead and actually stick this guy right here, I think, is there a way for me to pipe in the experience? No. Do I give you blocks of experience? Oh yeah, but I can't pipe it directly in? Seems like an interesting choice. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But what I can do is I can take my pants and my new Swift Sneak 3 book, and I can give these both to this guy. And I think he combines them. He seems like he's thinking. Are you thinking? Do you not have enough? Oh, cool. And now I have Swift Sneak 3. I can sneak swiftly. This mod is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, you guys. I did the thing. I blacked out. I blacked out and I was hyper-focused. And I was so hyper-focused that I ended up... Well... Essentially, I figured out how the hyper enchanting works, and I got a lot of my stuff upgraded a lot. Not completely, because I didn't want to do it completely all off camera. It was completely outside my plans for this episode, and I just do not have the time. This is essentially just an anvil, but like a really, really overpowered anvil. And if I want to over-enchant my boots, say I want Protection 5, Unbreaking 4, all I have to do is give equal enchantments plus my boots to this guy. And as you can see in the bottom right here, it's going to say Protection 5, Unbreaking 4. And it's going to strike some lightning. It's going to give me some new hyper enchanting stuff. And now I officially have Protection 5 boots. I set up this process and now I think I'm going to become basically unkillable. I now have very difficult to break, very protection based armor. And I kind of glazed over this a second ago, but I can combo the things that you're not supposed to be able to combo on a sword. This says Sharpness 6, Smite 6, Bane of Arthropods 6, Sweeping Edge 4, Looting 4, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. But something else I hadn't actually tried yet is I put Efficiency 6 on my axe, and I don't think this will let me insta-mine wood. Oh, but I am very close. And now, just for the sake of it, can I? Oh, that's gonna make tree chopping fun. But now it's time to move a base. All right, back over here at the base, I just have to move any and all liquid sources from this place. And then I think I'm gonna have to get some helper blocks in so that these places that don't actually have blocks between them can get superglued. And then from there, it should just be a matter of supergluing everything together. Let's do that. Okay, so now, I think it's time to check. I think I've superglued everything. Hopefully, this does not lag the server out and crash it. I don't know why it would. I mean, I've assembled things much larger than this on much worse servers. I just need a minecart and then, like, a helper block. So if I do that, I can't tell if anything happened. There are too many blocks included in the contraption. Time to change the config. And whilst changing the config, for some reason, I muted my microphone. So this is a recreation of me reacting. Yeah, I did it. I'm gonna have to put this back down and re-glue some of that stuff, but it's fine. You guys like it? Is that a good, like, recreation? It's okay. And then after picking up my storage room and covering my area in a bit more dirt so it's a nice flat area for them to use in the future, I picked this as my location for where I want my starter base to be. I knew I was going to have to terraform out the cliff face a little bit, but this seems like a really good spot. And so that's what I did next. I just filmed an entire segment where I uploaded the schematic to the server, and I realized after the fact that my mic was muted. So I'm redoing that. Just pretend that I didn't already upload it, and then I editor vi, blur this image, and then blah, 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 and then it's positioned. Beautiful, awesome, amazing. Wow. Take this, put it in here. Yeah. Send the materials checklist through. This is all the first time I've done this. Wow, 19 pages. Incredible. That's a lot of pages. All right, it's time to grind for some materials. But I got to get my workshop kind of up and running again. Oh, and I should probably say I'm only using the schematic so that I can get a proper count of the items that are inside copycat panels and copycat steps and stuff like that. Lightmatica doesn't really account for those, so that's why I made this schematic and sent it through the schematic cannon. If I can't hand build my starter base, what am I even doing here? I probably need to quit. That being said, let's do a little bit of material gathering, shall we? I am totally scavenging the materials in my beacon, by the way, because I found this out the other day. Blocks of experience work as a beacon base. Oh, heck yeah. That's so cool. And it totally lights up the area, actually. This is a crazy looking beacon. Should have haste 2. Nice. And with all these resources, I should very much be able to complete most of the stuff today. And wow, this material gathering session was kind of insane. I started off by crafting a couple new things that I can use to make more stuff. And this rolling mill comes from Create Crafts and Additions. It's used to make bars and sheets and things that I can use to make electrical components. And that's actually how I'm going to be ferrying power around to some parts of my base. I'm going to convert it to FE, and then I'm going to convert it back into stress. The main technical mod in this mod pack is going to be Create, so we don't have plans to do any other forms of FE. And if you don't know what FE is, it's essentially electricity. It stands for Forge Energy. And these accumulators will be how we store that power. I then proceeded to create a bucket of black dye, which feels kind of gross. The amount of black dye that I would have needed to make all of this black glass or the light gray glass or the gray glass or any of the dyed blocks later on is insane. The Create Dragons mod, which is what adds this recipe where you can wash blocks to dye them, is really broken. I'm glad I had it at the time, but like, it's really broken. I removed my lava sources whenever I moved my base, and I accidentally deleted them, so here I am stealing some lava from Ksaw.
Mr. Y. Y plays Create.
Yes?
I see you up there. What are you doing?
Stealing lava. What are you doing?
You don't gotta steal, you can just ask.
Well, I mean, it was already dumping onto the ground, so it was more like saving the environment from burning.
Oh yeah, that's my lava farm. Either way, I wanted to ask you, where do you want your mailbox? Because I'm doing the chain conversion. Yeah, so we can put it right there.
Beautiful. Now at this point I hadn't actually moved the storage and the tunnel bore over to my new base location, and I needed to check it for some of the raw materials that we need to craft some things.
Bye.
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 I love it. Please say I have Azurine. No! And while I was grumpy that I didn't have Azurine, I felt a little bit better riding the chains back home because it's so freaking fun. I grabbed up a few blaze burners with my spare blaze spawner that I have here. Get absolutely yoinked, you weird spicy ghost. And without leaving the base to go get a lot of the raw materials I need, namely limestone and azurine, it was mostly just me crafting a lot of stuff. Using some dark metal to make some dyed cogwheels, making some glazed terracotta, a ton of chutes, more than a few copycat items, and a few rare one-off windows and things like that I'm using for detail work. After that, I crafted up a ton of andesite alloy. And by that, I mean I put it all in a hopper for it to be crafted by itself. Then I purchased a little bit of wool from Ksaw's wool farm that he built, like day one. This thing has been kind of crucial, actually. It's how I build most of my wind sails and things. And I'm gonna ride the chains at every opportunity. I love it. And for the most part, everything else from that point on was pretty uneventful crafting-wise, so I cut out most of it, but I did want to include a few of these bits where we're making alternators and motors to create the FE that we need to power some of our SU all around the base. And after crafting the connectors that we need to run wires, we were ready to grab the last of the materials. Starting with a brief excursion in the nether, I only needed like 6 shroom lights. It literally took me like 2 seconds. I grabbed up my tunnel bore and took our mine elevator down to the iron level, where I'm hoping we can find what we need. Limestone was super easy to find. There was a massive vein of it in one of the tunnels that somebody else had bore with one of their massive tunnel bores, so I spent a few minutes and grabbed up some of that. And then I looked, and I'm not kidding, for 3 hours for a vein of azurine. Finally. Oh my. It's not something I can automate unless I get to, like, deep into the Dreams and Desires mod and have to automate milkshakes and stuff. So it's like way beyond my reach right now, but oh my god. It took so long to find this freaking vein. What the frick? And when coming back from the mines, I set up a new and not really improved offload station for the tunnel bore. And you know I had to make a large item vault and some way to search the inventory. I wasn't going to do that manually. And that marked the last of the mineable materials. Now I had 2 things left to gather. Whew, wow. That was so many materials to gather, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even done. There's more. But these are light sources, and all of these are difficult to get. Redstone illuminators come from the supplementaries mod, and those are very expensive. Each one of them costs a sea lantern. And I don't have any method to get sea lanterns. There's a way to get crystals. Sea crystals? What are these called? These guys, prismarine crystals? I can haunt quartz, and that I could probably do like right now, but the prismarine shards are the issue. I can try and haunt a bunch of lapis, but I don't think that's gonna get me very far, and I don't know how much lapis I have. I'm just gonna try and haunt all of this. I have a bunch of lapis over at my enchanting setup still, so I'm not like totally worried about running out of everything. I'm skeptical that this is gonna be enough. Nice. Okay, and this should make me a few, but not enough. I need 5 stacks and 22, and I made a stack and 54. Oof. In my mining session, I did gather up... Oop, it's nighttime. In my mining session, I did gather up a bunch of cobblestone, and I can use that to crush into sand, and then haunt that sand into soul sand, and then wash that into quartz. Ooh. Okay. So I can make this work. I can get the sea lamps I need. I just need a lot more cobblestone. And that's like an inventory of sand. And I'm gonna need some way to make blue dye. I suppose I can crush the lapis after I obtain it, maybe? Okay, and with 12 of these, can I just like... Nice. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. Alright, I went ahead and added this little station in here. All of this is temporary, by the way. This is so compact and very annoying, but essentially all I want to be able to do is I want to be able to feed quartz and blue dye into the basins. I have a bunch of hoppers facing into the backside of these basins here, which makes it pretty much tileable. And then out the front side, I have brass funnels facing outward with lapis being the only thing I can output. And then these hoppers run over to this chest here. It's essentially the same thing that I have going on right here, just replicated and tiled over and over again. Now I just need to grab out a bunch of this, stick in a couple of these, and then I just need to load these up with blue dye and quartz. And that should help us produce quite a bit more lapis. Okay, I haunted up a little bit of lapis, so I need 2.5 more stacks. Yeah, I can start haunting lapis. I think this is it. Now, the other question is, do I have the redstone for this? And it looks like I do, but I need 4 stacks for each of these. I have 61. Beautiful. Okay, we have all the sea lanterns we need. I need these. Redstone illuminators. Whew, all that redstone is just gone now. That is crazy. That was insane. But hey, now I can focus on the Froglights. And I knew I would need a lot of slime in order to breed frogs, so I decided to use the oozing and infested potions that I made like forever ago, along with some armadillos, to make the quickest and dirtiest oozing slime farm you've ever seen. We've had a shocking amount of skeleton horses on the server, and I can use them as an undead mob to keep the armadillos in their shell form, meaning they don't take damage. Certainly no skeleton horses were hurt in the making of this, right? Nope. You gotta be kidding me. Like I said, it's fine. There's been a shocking amount of skeleton horses. Pun intended. Don't move. Don't die. Jeez. Then all that was left was to get our armadillos in place. Yes. And with a little bit of suffocation damage and a splash potion of infestation, these just spit out silverfish. Splash them. Get all the silverfish out. There's no way I'm looking at 173 entities, right? That's going to be insane. Uh-oh. We got entity cramming? Oh my god. Now, eventually I did do a second iteration of this farm where the slime actually get collected into a separate chamber. It's not the most efficient thing in the world, but I got more than enough slime for our needs. My inventory's overflowing with slime. Yeah, I would say that farm works pretty well. Jeez. Alright, I happen to have built this exact same farm not that long ago in my other series, so I'm just going to grab a schematic, grab the schematic cannon, and I'm going to take this thing to the nether roof. I still have to go get a bunch of frogs and stuff, but I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm probably just going to do that off camera because you've already seen how I did it before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to leave a little title card right here in the top of your screen. You can go look at that video. Good news, I've flown over a mangrove swamp. Bad news, it is that far away. So I'm not gonna, nope, I'm definitely not. I'm not flying over there. No way. I am, I'm gonna go through the nether roof. Okay, so I'm going to 1207, negative 295. Okay, perfect. And after locating the mangrove swamp, cleared a little bit of an area and set up our own frog sanctuary. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time here and I'll bring you back whenever I'm done. Alright, and after quite a bit of time, I have all of these tadpoles. I just gotta find the biome to grow them up in and then grow them up. It'll literally, I can drop them down probably on the ground. I probably don't even have to put like a water source or anything. But yeah, I just need a temperate and a cold biome because these guys are the hot ones. But I have burned through literally 2 full stacks of blocks to get to this point. I mean, it's kind of worth in my mind. I'm saving myself so much time. And over the nether roof. We're gonna have to find a basalt delta really quick, and then I can kind of deploy this farm into the world. Okay, so over next to where home is, I guess. Stick that in there, and we can go ahead and do that. And that seems to be good. Now, I believe right here at spawn, I can grow up a bunch of these in the kind of like the forest biome that we have there. And then just drag them right back through the portal. And while we don't have cars on the server, I had the absolute mega mind genius idea to just use the plane as a car. What happens if I never take off? Okay, this is hilarious. Plane car. Nether roof plane car. And after collecting up all of our white frogs, I found a cold biome on the south side of my mega base island, actually, where I bred up the last few frogs we need. Absolutely hilarious, by the way. And with the full squad on the lead, I got all the frogs up into the farm and secured them behind a bit of dirt. But that is a Froglight farm completely done. That is hilarious. Way easier when you know what you're doing. Alright. And that's kind of it. I'm going to go be AFK for a while, and I'm going to get a bunch of Froglights. All right, I have been AFK for far too long. It's been hours. Yeah, I kind of forgot that I left myself AFK, came back to my desk and was like, oopsies. And we have... I don't actually remember what I needed from this, but it was so much less than what is in here. That is hilarious. I have so many Froglights. I think I can actually turn this off and leave it for a good long while. Amazing. And now... Ooh. With our powers combined. 3 stacks and 34. 1, 2, 3 stacks and 34. And with this, if I can find a spot for it. There we go. That is everything done. It's done. That's all the materials. I kind of want to check now. Let me, and by putting that back in there and grabbing my materials list, I should only be missing a couple things that I can't actually obtain, and these are unobtainable. And then obviously can't get a creative motor, but everything else is good to go. I officially have all the materials that I need to get started on this build. So without any further ado, I think it's time we hit a little bit of a time lapse. Let's go. How's your heart rate right now? Feeling okay? You need a golden apple or something? That edit was pretty crazy, huh? Yeah, I think so too. It was pretty much completely insane. I went really hard with that edit for pretty much no reason. Did you like it? I liked it. I liked it a lot. And you know what else I like? This freaking build. And saying I like this build is like saying I kind of need air to breathe. I absolutely freaking love this build. This thing is amazing. And this is just the interior. This isn't even like the good bits, you know? You'll have to excuse my my lack of interior here and my lack of elevator. For the time being, this is going to be how we get up and down. It's not the best, but it's a way, you know. But oh man, I freaking love this build. If I totaled up how many hours I spent on this thing, I think it'd probably be around 10-ish. Kind of depends. I did spend quite a bit of time on the redstone to make sure that that door opening sequence was perfect and it wouldn't break. Now, technically, I don't have anything on the outside of the build to actually open the door. So for now, the only way to open that door is to press the button that's inside the ship. But that's something we can definitely take care of in the next episode. This build was so mammoth that I'm kind of struggling on like where to start with this thing. Like I love so much about it. I want to make all of these places accessible. I love the detail work. I love the different floors and like where our workshop's going to be up here. And while it's not a ton of space, it should be more than enough for what I need starting out. I'm going to get an automatic storage system in here. I'm going to get some low-key automation and stuff like that. Pretty much everything that's in my base at this point will get moved up into this room right here. And eventually we'll get our mega base sorted out over on the South Island. But I really wanted this build to like kind of set the tone. And I know calling this a starter build is kind of an insane statement, but this is what I want to live out of here on the starter island. And I love everything about this thing. It is truly something that that is on another level. I don't think I've ever done anything quite to this caliber. And I'm pretty proud of the stuff that I've made thus far in my career as a Minecraft YouTuber, and even before that as a Twitch streamer. But this episode, this build has been a long time coming, and I'm glad you guys stuck with me throughout this. I'm really, really excited for what comes next. And if you're excited, you should hang out. We're going to be doing this server for a little while, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about my other series. It's not over, but I think I might have to recruit a scientist to help me reopen the anomaly to get me back to that world, because I've got a university to finish. And before we actually close out this video completely, there's a few details that I kind of wanted to walk through. A lot of this is like kind of useless, right? Like if you look at pictures of the Millennium Falcon or maybe even some like Blade Runner stuff, a lot of those like aircraft or spacecraft, they have a lot of these external cabling, lots of these detailed things. And I'm just now realizing that I've forgotten some copycat panels. This cannot become a theme at the end of my episodes. This cannot become a theme. I'll fix it later. It's fine. But I wanted to very much encapsulate that sort of really busy, sort of worn look to the exterior of this ship. And while I did lay the engines out a little bit different in creative, I actually did a thing that's not possible in survival and I didn't realize it at the time. I think these came out pretty sick. I still have to hook them up to power. I haven't done that yet. I'm still working on it. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the way these came out. Once we get a little bit of motion in these cogs, it'll look even cooler. And same thing goes for these ones down here. These will move and it'll actually look like engines that are helping the craft hover in the air. It's pretty subtle. I tried to do some stuff with encased fans and campfires and stuff like that to try and do some different particle things, but from a certain distance, you can't actually see the particles anymore. Standing on the ground, the particles are too far away, so it was just kind of a non-starter. And for all the time that I spent on this build, I have yet to give it a name, which I think is where you come in. If you want to help me out naming this spacecraft, I would really appreciate it. I have some ideas, but I don't want to taint the inspiration. If you have some cool thoughts or something kind of iconic you want to throw out there in the comments, please feel free. But for the time being, I think this starter base will do. I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it. And if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do it. And I will see you in the next one.